when I say different dimensional beings, you're saying, you know, other people say, oh, well, what do you mean different dimensional beings? And I mean that because different dimensional beings, whether you call them aliens or whatever you call them, have been messing with human DNA since day one. Building the houses for the heavy hybrid. Now, come over here. Ew! Come over here. Let me see over here. They're building another one over here. Right here. Okay? So, this is another small example. Over here, when you point the camera over here at this house right in front of the bus, wait till the bus goes by. And we're gonna film this house right here. See this house right here? How the infrastructure? This house alone is gonna go for 200,000, if not more. And look down here, and you see the difference of the houses down here. It's totally different because what we're dealing with is takeover. We're literally dealing with takeover. Again, you know, some of you can say, hey, I did you wrong, or this, or that, or he's this, or he's that. Look, I kept it honest since day one, and I'm making this video, and we're exposing what's really going on, not only in Philly, but around the country, around the world. And I'm just the first dude to come out and literally talk about it, because no one else is. And
not us. They are doing this for a reason. They are abducting people. They are manufacturing these hybrids for a reason. Over the years, people have begun to describe these hybrids as looking, now here comes the crazy stuff. Everything else, I said before, was not crazy, but here it comes. What people have been telling me, even though they know that it's as crazy as you can get, is that they've been seeing these hybrids who look more and more human. And the gray aliens on board say, well, soon there's going to be a change. There's going to be a big change coming. It's going to be wonderful. Everybody's going to love it. Everybody's going to know his place. It's going to be great. Everybody's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be wonderful. The change is coming. The change is coming. Now, I heard this in the mid-1990s. And the question is, what was the change and when will it happen? That they didn't talk about. But I'm writing a book right now. Hopefully it'll be finished in another 5 minutes. But I'm writing this book which talks about the change and what has happened since the late 1990s when I published another book about that dealt with it. And what this appears to be is a hybridization of people, of these beings, who look quite human. This was a woman who was a member of the clergy and would not be just lying to me or something like that. People are abducted from the time, the phenomenon is intergenerational. That is to say, people are abductees because their parents were, or their mother or their father was, or both. It happens with great frequency throughout the course of their lives. People from all walks of life come to me, psychiatrists, psychologists, medical doctors, attorneys, all of whom are abductees, knowing that to discuss their abduction events, to uncover them, to relate them to me, and so forth, is disastrous for their careers, ruinous if anybody would ever find out.
And they are literally doing that right here, right now, in your neighborhood, in my neighborhood. So I seriously suggest that you stop only thinking political, start thinking on a spiritual, on a vibrational, on a logical level, on the same This is it. Your property value is going up for a reason. And these weirdos are moving in for a reason, and they're not human. They're not human. They are the product of millions and millions and millions of people who've been abducted, as myself, and they are moving in. And they're literally taking over. So, get your shit together, get your mind right, figure it out. Now, one thing worth noting is not these houses right here that they're also moving into, but look at that big monster right there, that big factory right here. This, well, that is a pure cut example on what I was talking about. Because, and look at that, how big this is. How many people do you think you can fit into this sucker? A lot, right? A lot. And that's what they're doing. Periodically taking these factories and moving into them. You know, me or you couldn't rent one of those. Me or you couldn't live in one of these. Of course we can't. We can't afford it. And not only can we not afford it, but they're not designed for us. They're designed for these hybrids. That's who these buildings are all over Fishtown. Probably all over South Philly, I would bet. I'd put money on it too. At these abandoned factories. And we never see normal people, like this normal neighborhood people living in them. The coffee shops on Frankfurt and Girard, the pubs or whatever. It's the same thing on the West Coast. These places are designed not for you and me, but for them. And that's the harsh reality of it. Again, look at this. Look how big this thing is. And if you think it probably holds, well, you could probably cram 100 people in that thing. And this is, again, house being done. Over there, houses being done. There's no money. There's no jobs. People are trying to get Trump to create jobs. Why? To bring jobs back to the country. Why? Because there are none. So can someone please explain to me where all these money's coming from to buy all these $200,000 houses? And again, I mean, it is what it is, because the reason it's happening is because they know humanity is being slow killed via our food, our air, our water, the vaccinations, the mind control manipulation. Here again, look at this. Another one right there. So there's some right there that were just built too. Here, down there, and there's one in front of me too. And as others say, if you are an abductee, if you've been abducted, whatever the case may be, they talk about interbreeding and interliving with us. Oh, 99.9 people who are abducted would say, hey, I have a specific role. I have a specific role to fulfill, whether it be first contact comes, they're your neighbors, right? They come out and say, hey, guess what? Here we are. We've been here already. We've been here, well, with you guys. That's in my opinion, one scenario that will happen. But, I mean, it's just, like I said, hipsters of the 60s, 70s, even some in the 80s, they would mess with us. They would say, hey, look, we're going to have this little gathering. You guys can come. These people are different. Total different breed of human interaction. They have none. Go to their coffee shops, I dare you. Go to the little pubs, and you'll feel the energy. They won't interact. You just will not be interacted with as if I was sitting in Applebee's, let's just say. And people talk, people interact. It's almost like they're robotic in a way. And when they do interact, it's with themselves, never with us. And we're not even going to get into the music they listen to, but that's not a part of what I'm talking about. I've been saying it, and this is what's going on. Because we had an interview with the one gentleman talking about how he came from Montana, travels the country, and he's been seeing it. He said, dude, the property value goes up, and they move in, the property value goes up, and everybody's pushed out. But you do the math, educate yourself to educate others. I mean, it's not a coincidence that millions and millions and millions of people have been abducted. Talk about sperm being taken, talk about eggs being taken, talk about this grand plan to, you know, unite everybody together. I didn't sign up for this, did you? I didn't sign up for this is nothing less than covert operations that's going on here. Nobody signed up for it. They're doing it in secret. So all you people who say, oh, well, it's the hybrid children. It's the hybrid. Yeah, okay. You're obviously mentally manipulated, because I didn't sign up for this. I didn't sign up to have to pay $1,300 a month for rent because these co-op intruders decide to move in neighborhoods and open their own businesses where only they socialize, and pretty much, you know, it is what it is. I didn't sign up for it. You didn't sign up for it. Empower yourself to empower others. Look at this. And here it is. Look at this. House by house by house by house. You can go all the way down. House by house. They're ripping down normal houses, bringing these ones in. And this isn't something that I'm just bringing up now. This is something that I haven't spoken on in a while. And, you know, it's very important to me and to a lot of other people who did not ask to be abducted against their free will, against their galactic free will. And to normal people, or people who don't know about these things. You know, Google it. Look it up. 99.9% of the people who have gone under hypnosis, a lot of them who share the same stories don't even know each other. Different parts of the country. They're from different parts of the world. So something's going on, and I'm telling you what's going on. So yeah, you know, empower yourself, empower others to empower themselves, and wake up to the real agenda, because the real agenda isn't only political. It's not only the fact that, you know, who's elected, who's going to sign this, who's going to sign that executive order. Our planet is being terraformed. The weather's out of whack. And apparently it's not affecting these characters, because they're having fun socializing with each other, opening up coffee shop after coffee shop at their house, at their house, at their house, at their house.
Agreement with non-humans long ago around World War II. Whether it was a good or a bad, whether it was deceptive or in the end to help this earth, maybe remains to be seen, but I think there are so many question marks that are coming to me now from people who are whistleblowers, who have worked in the government, who know, and they are suggesting that there may have been an error in a decision long ago. And that part of all of the secrecy and confusion and schizophrenia around the subject of whether we are alone in this universe or not is related directly to the issue of human-alien hybrids on planet Earth, past, present, and future.
Heading down Frankfurt Avenue now, again, you know, you'll see it. You'll see the, all these abnormally strange buildings that they're building for themselves, but they're not doing it for us. Now, I remember when there used to be a car lot right around here. You guys remember that, right? In Fishtown? Look at this shit. Again, right here past this work van. It's just horrible. How people think this is normal, that, you know, no one questions anything. It goes all the way down the block. Matter of fact, there's a couple in between here also. Come on, ding ding, let's go. Oh, I swear to God. So, you know, no one wants to question anything. No one wants to question what they eat. No one wants to question the way the sky looks. Nobody wants to question where all these people came from. Right where I'm passing used to be a car lot. Right on Frankfurt Avenue. And now it's home to your hybrids. And I know you're thinking, some of you who aren't in the know, you're thinking, well, dude, you know, you're going back to this craziness again, this crazy talk, and you can think that. You can think that all you want. But the people in the know, you know that I'm right on the money about this. And that I'm bringing to light something. Even the trash cans aren't normal. Look, or the recycling. Look at this. It's just, that's what I'm saying. Everything is literally turned around. It's almost like they were stuck in the 50s or the 60s. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it just strikes me. It just strikes me as odd that that's how they are. You go and figure, like I said, do the math, figure it out yourself on why they're here, and why all these houses are just being built for no reason. I mean, look at this. It's another thing. A lot of them ride what? Bikes. Right? Here's another abnormal cafe. Okay, so it's just, to me, it's a lot of cafes for one block, you know what I mean? And 99.9% of them wear glasses, have that 60s hairstyle look. It's just very not normal. Like they just don't fit in. They have their, and it's not about trend. Again, you see other new. We're right down where all the new stuff is. You know, coming up at all the new businesses, blah blah blah. But it's not. This isn't about trendiness. You understand? It's about hybridization, and that's exactly what is going on. Is the hybridization of humanity. It really is. Right? So to the normal, to the unconscious human, we'll just call them Generation Z, you know, they wouldn't pick up on this. They would say, hey, well, this is just normal. It's just, what's wrong with people moving in a neighborhood and literally taking over a neighborhood, because that's exactly what it is. It's total takeover. Paul, you're being a little bit too conspiracy and paranoid about this. What am I? Am I really? When you ask any of the fish counters, which we have in a previous video, and they'll tell you it's abnormal. These people, these hybrids, they're not the same. You understand? All of them walk by and just give you that weird smile, like, you know? And I asked them, and I said, well, why do you think they're smiling? They go, well, they want something that you have. Of course they're going to smile, right? 80% of them or more ride bikes because they don't understand how to ride cars. And this is real. It's not about the ecosystem. It's not about peace, love, and hippiness. It's not the same. You understand? That's why we're going into a cashless society. Now, my view on this is to fit their style, to fit them, because they don't. You got to figure, you're a hybrid. You have to learn the whole money system. You have to learn about cars, about this, about that, and they can't pick up on that. You understand? So, what a better way to adapt if you just give someone a card. Here's my credit card. They take the money out. That's it. Now we're on Girard Avenue, and you want to talk about a huge change. I'm going to walk down the avenue. What do you say? Total different ballgame. All this stuff wasn't here before. I mean, yeah, years ago they made it, but before, when they all started flooding Fishtown, you know, they just started making these spots right here. Everybody wants to eat outside. Everybody's a dog walker. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I just find it very abnormal that all these hipsters are weird hairstyle, dog walking, bike riding, keep to myself, sunglass wearing, hippie hybrids. And that's exactly what it is. There really isn't much else to say on this, to really speak on this about. Other than that, if you live in the country, then probably you're not going to see this, because it's not affecting a lot of the country areas. Of course it's not. Especially, in places where there's not a lot of people. They want to, the agenda that's, I've already said, it's not even a plan anymore. It's already been in effect, but it's to integrate, interbreed, integrate, and take over. And the future, as some people who have studied this for a long time say, it doesn't look great. I don't want to be, the bad news bear, but they're doing it in major cities because it's easier for them to start in major cities. And as one person said, of course they're going to be nice and smile because you have something that they want. Figure it out.
Now, by 2014, government whistleblowers have for decades described extraterrestrial biological entities that have interacted with Earth for centuries. One man in the DIA told me they had proof of more than 270 million years of competing extraterrestrial civilizations terraforming and working on this planet. There has come increasing information, I would say just in the last year, that the main reason for ETs on Earth is to make humanoid clones and hybrids to perpetuate another civilization that is biologically in trouble. Some in the human abduction syndrome have suggested that the ETs that mutilate animals and abduct humans to collect sperm and ova are using a kind of slow-motion invasion strategy in which humans will never know that they were replaced by alien hybrids.